And bringing you back to France, where we have images of Britain's King Charles and Queen Camilla in their car. They are on their way to the iconic Arc de Triomphe here in Paris. That's where there is going to be an arrival ceremony for their three-day state visit. And France 24's international affairs editor Philip Turle is at the Arc de Triomphe to cover all the pomp and circumstance for us. Philip, can you tell us more about the atmosphere there? What's the mood like?
Well, it's actually pretty busy and a lot of people milling about. Doubt in many people's minds as to how many people would actually turn out today to greet King Charles, whether the Champs-Élysées, which is just to my left, would be full of visitors or not. But many members of the public have turned out to see the King, who's due to arrive here in about 17 minutes from now. It's all very, very carefully choreographed. He is due to arrive here at 2:30 p.m. local time, just after Emmanuel and Madame Macron, Brigitte Macron, are due to come here too. Then the French president will greet the king, and there will be a ceremony which will last for about an hour at the Arc de Triomphe, which is just behind me, which will include a laying of a wreath and the lighting of the flame of the unknown soldier just in the centre of the Arc de Triomphe. And then the national anthem will be sung by a French baritone. We've even been given his name. He's been called Mathieu Septier, and he's a member of the French army. He will sing God Save the King before King Charles and Emmanuel Macron will then travel down the Champs-Élysées by car to the Élysée Palace, the presidential palace, for private talks. And that won't be all today. There'll be more on the agenda for the King a little bit later on, where he travels to Versailles, the former palace of French King Louis XIV. There will be a dinner there in the prestigious Galerie des Glaces, which will take place at about 8 o'clock this evening. And we already know that on the menu there will be a chicken from the Bresse region of France, and also macarons with strawberries. And there will also be lobster on the menu too for King Charles. So a very busy day for the British monarch.
Macarons with Macron. Always good to know the menu for these fancy events. Now, Philip, the French people, as with much of the world, really loved Queen Elizabeth. So King Charles has big shoes to fill here. How is his visit being received by the French public?
I think there's a lot of curiosity about King Charles and what kind of king he is, or what kind of king he's going to be. Remember, he has links to Paris through the former King Edward VIII, who was his great uncle, who lived just outside Paris after he abdicated back in 1936. And also, of course, the tragic death of Princess Diana, King Charles's former wife, just a short distance from here in the Tunnel de l'Alma, also in central Paris. So there is a link. And on top of that, King Charles does speak fluent French. He's expected to address the Senate tomorrow, both houses of the French Parliament in French. And the discussions taking place also with Emmanuel Macron are also expected to take place in French. There will be a walkabout as well. And tomorrow he will visit what is called the Marché aux Fleurs, which is a flower market in central Paris, which was named after his late mother, Queen Elizabeth II. So many French people turning out to see him. I think there's a lot of interest in King Charles's visit. There are many journalists here today from all over, not only French and French media, but from around the world, which shows how much interest there is in the British royal family, even though Queen Elizabeth II is no more. So it's interesting to note that this visit, even before the King gets here, has led to so much media attention and so much airspace on the French national airwaves.